and let's see what do we got next. I think we're gonna do some. Algorand news. And I want to start off with the Haystack app on Algorand because I am super excited about this. Now, Haystack is a sponsor of the channel, so we definitely want to make that clear. I want to be 100% sure that everybody knows that. As you know, in fact, they were, so it's Transaction Labs is behind it. They're the ones behind non-fungible domains. So it's the same company, but they're having me, they no longer want me to shout out non-fungible domains, but you should get a .algo address. It really makes doing things in Algorand so much easier. And so I still recommend that, even though, you know, now I'm supposed to promote Haystack. I still think that's great. I mean, I actually use it all the time. But Haystack is live now. And why don't we look a little bit at this? Actually, hold on. And what I want to start with first is $200,000 in 8 seconds. Are you following Hey.app, which is a Haystack app launch imminent? Well, that is today. We will get to that, but like, this is how much sold out. 10,000 Hey sold in, which is $200,000 worth, sold out in 25 seconds. That's how long you had. That's how quick it went, which is wild. People are very excited about that. So that was awesome. I mean, that made it a very tough coin to get, didn't it? Yeah, for sure. Cloudy vibes with the algo shout out. I appreciate that. I saw your other comment too. Appreciate that. I totally agree. And now it's actually live on the Apple Store. It's actually live on Google Play as well, I believe. And so, and if you already had it with playtest, I actually had a playtest version. I downloaded the new version, and I think it just replaced the old version. So that's something to keep in mind. But I think it's live on both. I have it on the App Store, and we probably have a post about that. There's kind of what it looks like. It's really simple to use. Now, one of the tricky things is I can't pull it up on the computer because it's a mobile-based trading app, and if you hold the Hey token, you get cheaper trading fees, which is really cool. Everybody, by the way, here's a better chance of what it looks like. Really great interface. I mean, you got 3 tabs. I like that. Very simple. You got a trending tab here. Like I said, we shouted out Akina Inu. If they ever get, by the way, if they ever get a non-mobile version, if they get a web version, and I don't think they will, I don't think that's the goal, but if there's ever a web version, I would totally use their app instead of the other one. Oh, we skipped over Hedera. We skipped over the Hedera charts. Oops. My bad, but let's go to, actually, hold on. I want to show you guys some stuff from the white paper because this is pretty big. Yeah, it's a mobile-first DeFi on Algorand, and it's the first mobile native DeFi experience on the Algorand blockchain, which I think is true. Maybe you could say DeFi was, though, but I think that was more of a wallet. This isn't exactly a wallet. It's a trading app, so I guess that is fair. By pairing institutional-grade infrastructure with consumer-friendly design, it removes traditional barriers to participation while preserving the core principles of security and self-custody. And actually, it was pretty easy to send some algo to my Haystack app. All you did is copy an address, and you can go right to Para and send it to that address, and boom, it's in your wallet. And by the way, as I say this, if you guys are interested in checking this out, I have a link in the description, and that is an affiliate link, so you'll be supporting the channel while checking out this new app. So I highly recommend it. I appreciate it in advance of anyone who wants to do that. And I think this is great. Mobile first reality, 78% of crypto users primarily access services via mobile applications, which is funny, yet most DeFi protocols remain desktop centric. I'm going to be honest, I actually like desktop better, especially because I also do my tracking on a Google spreadsheet. when I do my experiments. So it's actually kind of nice to do it on web, but I can see both. It is easier doing stuff like right from the Parawallet. So if I do something on Tinyman, a lot of times I can do that right in the Parawallet itself, which is really cool. So anyway, I'm going to skip over some of these things, but this is some of the features. Frictionless onboarding, which I think is totally true. Really, really easy to use. Mobile first, yep, obviously. Universal liquidity aggregation. The DFlex router intelligently routes orders across all available liquidity sources, ensuring the best execution on swaps. That's huge. That's kind of the thing that the Transaction Labs folks really specialize on. Sustainable token economics. And we're going to get into that. Automated buy and burn mechanisms and no private sales. That's what I'm talking about. And then referral mechanism, that's what I'm talking about. A lifetime 25% revenue share on all trading fees generated by referred users. So you guys want to use my referral code, and then you want to start sharing yours around. So that's what you want to do. And we're going to grow this thing, but we're also going to like grow our own bags at the same time. So I'm going to skip a lot of these. I want to get to the tokenomics. See if I can find that. Oh yeah, here's the tokenomics. So there's 100 million total supply, and that sounds like a lot, but I mean, that's pretty low compared to a lot of coins. Considered a utility. Here's the ASA. Here's the creator token. Here's the wallet right here, so you want to check that out. So 35% to the community. Public sale, and there's 3 tranches. The first one happened already, and like we said, it sold out immediately. The team, there's 20% to the team. So I may have misstated that. What I meant is there's no like VC, there's no private sales to VC people, people who are going to dunk as soon as it goes live, because that's what happens. But the team has like 20%. They are on a 1-year cliff and a 3-year cliff vesting, 3-year vesting. So there's that. Some for the liquidity, 10% for the liquidity. That's with DEXs and centralized exchanges. And then marketing, 5% or 5 million Hay token. So I'm going to be, just so you know, I'm going to be getting paid in Hay token from them for our sponsorship from now on. So it was USDC, it is going to be Hay, and I'm part of that 5%. That's where I come in. So here's the tranches. It already sold at 2 cents. And the next one's going to sell at 4 cents. And there's going to be a little bit more, 15%. And then the other one, the third one at 6. 1 week cooldown period between tranches. So we'll probably see that next Wednesday. And then you can see the fee discounts you have for holding Hay. So the more Hay you hold in US dollar, the more percentage you get. So yeah, definitely check this out. Like I said, the link is in the description. If you want to check this out, you can get it. If you're on desktop and you hit the link, it will bring up a QR code so you can scan with your phone. I tested that out this morning. Or if you do it on mobile, it'll just take you right to the App Store, and that will count. So here's like the trading fees, so you can see how much that goes down. And yeah, so basically, I'm really excited about Haystack. I think this is awesome. And keep an eye out, because actually you can connect your wallet, and you can actually trade right in the app too. I didn't know that. Very cool. So that's the Haystack app. It went live today, guys. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. But let's go back to our bookmarks. We got more Algorand news. Not all of it super positive, but that's good. I think that's good. Let's make sure I'm not missing any. This is big. So, and actually, hold on. This is the second one. Let me get to the first one. Did I mark that? Maybe I didn't. Yeah, here's the first one. So we got a little problem with CompX now. I've been in touch with the CompX people. Generally, they're really cool people. I think they have the right idea about things. Some stuff with the UI that I don't care for is the only reason I'm not using it personally yet. But I need to check up on it again, because my idea is like I'm going to check up on them every once in a while to see if they. Basically, one of the big issues is tracking in crypto. It's really hard to track things. with crypto. A lot of these platforms, they just don't give good metrics to see how you're doing. So anyway, this is a really important update. Out of an abundance of caution, we advise all users currently staked in CompX staking pools to remove their staked tokens. This does not affect the algo staking consensus pool. So that's different. This is like the, this is for like staking rewards, like actual staking Algorand, but this is like a different, their staking pool, their personal staking pools. We believe we have isolated the issue which affected our Genesis pools, but we want to ensure your tokens are safe. So we'll be taking all staking pools offline, bar the algo consensus pool, until an internal audit and review is completed on all staking pool code. This is yesterday that they posted it, yesterday afternoon. We request all creators of Genesis pools to end their pools as soon as they can, and this will stop any further deposits. Thank you for your patience. Please contact us via DM or Discord if you have questions. So sorry to see that, and that's really a bummer. Let's see what the update was now. Also really weird that it jumped down like that. Okay, in light of the recent issues surrounding staking pools, actually this was first. So actually this was the first one. First it was DOD and Max. DOD is died of dysentery, which is kind of a cute little coin. They've been really quiet lately though. I wonder what that's all about. And we'll be in contact with pool creators to end these pools to prevent further staking. Now it's all of them. They're just taking all of them out. So but this was the first one. I actually should have started this one, but I thought it was, for some reason, I thought this was the update and the other one was the first one. We had this with Cometa too, by the way, and I don't know. I finally got all my stuff off of Cometa. It took a few days, but if you haven't gotten your stuff off of Cometa, just do it because they're basically unwinding it, and you don't want to be stuck on it when that stuff starts happening. So. Just something to keep in mind anyway, that you should be careful of all of these right now. So yeah, if you got stuff staked on CompX, get it off right now. And then what else do we got? There's other algo news, I thought. Let me keep going. And the reason I titled it is because the title of the video, the way I did is because there is this ongoing battle with payments. Hedera has some great payments news, and we're going to get to that in a minute, but we also got big news for payments on Algorand, and this is payments on Algorand powered by CPayant Mobile. And this is a pioneering trade tech company focused on Africa, powering African cross-border trade by offering cutting-edge solutions. The African neobank joined the Algorand Accelerator in July and now has gone live on mainnet. Already processing 50,000 plus monthly with instant low-cost transfers, CPayant is scaling across Africa and building new corridors to China, Turkey, and the United Arab Emirates with USDC on Algorand. And by the way, this is what I talk about when I talk about, why innovation is important on crypto. Like for us in the US, and I don't want to assume, I know I have a lot of people from a lot of different countries, but if you're in the US or like one of the more advanced European countries or Canada or whatever, you might not be worrying about this. Actually, maybe Canada you would, but a lot of it, you might not be worrying so much about having access to payments. But you got to understand, for Africa, a lot of African places, a lot of people in Africa, this makes a huge difference, because you might not have access to a bank. A lot of people in Africa live on their phones. Their phone is their lifeline. It is their source of income, and their source of, it's their bank. Their bank is basically their phone. And so having this is a big deal. Now, 50,000 USD in monthly volume is not a lot, but when you consider like the cost of living in Africa, that's like quite a bit of money actually. So very cool. I like to see this. I don't know what the corridors to China, Turkey, and UAE mean exactly. I don't know if anyone, I just included a little thing for the accelerant. Nameless says, I got them both, stupido Pertain? I don't know what that means. Anyway, CompX not shutting down, but they are undergoing an audit, so be sure to unstake. No, Cometa is shutting down. CompX is not shutting down. Those two things sound very similar. I didn't say the wrong thing, did I? Sorry if I did. No, Cometa, you should be getting your stuff off of. Cometa has been shutting down for a long time, but CompX is not shutting down. CompX is wants to undergo an audit, and they think they isolated the issue, but they want to be 100% sure. So yes, if you are staked in CompX, you should unstake right now until and then restake once the audit is clear. Now, is that my last one? I think that might be my, one more. I'm really sorry that all the Algorand news is maybe not the best, but the Inu Moo game, which is an idle farming game, I haven't even heard about this game for a really long time. So that I wasn't sure when I started covering this. I think I covered this like 2 years ago. Maybe early like 2024 or something like that. So almost 2 years ago. And I couldn't get the sense, is this just a Discord game or is there like actually like gameplay involved? But apparently there was a Sparky Tap September 4th incident. I don't know what that is. Green Blue Algo says, when folks, yeah, I don't know. There's talk about it, but I haven't seen anything official. They got points instead. Anyway, postmortem Sparky Tap September 4th incident. An exploit in the in-game buy function allowed a user to drain 23,922 algo from liquidity. That function has now been permanently removed. Recovery actions: treasury funds deployed to a buyback bot, actively rebuilding liquidity. LPs re-added 145 billion tokens recovered via OTC. Game is live again. So first off, I find it interesting that it must be a Discord game because they're linking to the Discord, which is, I'm not a big fan of Discord in general. And I did start a channel thinking like maybe I would eventually use that for my crypto, for the channel in some way, but it's just too much to keep up with between X and YouTube. Like that's enough, I think. I just want to see if this is like, let me go to this because I'm just not clear. I mean, it still says, okay, a heartwarming and tranquil farming sim game that invites you to escape city life and embrace the serene beauty of rural living. Play for free. And then you can, but it's coming soon. So, but the other thing said the game is live. I'm very confused. Anybody actually play this game? Sean Vogel saying Algo would be a big player in the new financial system. Absolutely. I think there's going to be a lot of them. I think Hedera will be too. Ooh, my voice. Ooh. Apparently them in stress testing. Well, the last update here is November 2024. So they haven't been keeping up with the news. Well, back in July, they said this month we took a short break from Inu Moo dev to take part in the Algorand and Bolt hackathon. The goal is to build a focused project in just 1 month. From that, we built Sparky Tap, a fast-paced click-to-burn game and community experiment where the goal is to collectively burn through 1 trillion tokens, Algorand's first clicker game. Okay, so is that what they're talking about? Relevant part for Inu Moo, a portion of all algo revenue from Sparky Tap will go directly into the Inu Moo treasury. By the way, that's like Inu is dog, right? So it's like dog moo. It sounds cool, but I think it's kind of a meaningless word. So I actually am somewhat fluent in Japanese. I studied it for 8 years, mostly on my own. I did have a year of college, but I pretty much had already taught myself. Very strange. So apparently that's what it is. So it was the Sparky Tap game and not their own game. That's why. Okay. That stuff scares me. Like people have said you should make one. I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that. Green says, a Cloudy Vibe says, yeah, they've been working on their game for a long time. Yeah, it looks like it. Green Blue says, can you smart folks develop something other than DeFi or liquidity farms? I have 2 genius ideas, but no dev talent. Exactly. Everything is, well, I'd say everything is DeFi. Well, in fact, those 2 things are like not that different. Everything is either DeFi or it's a game, and half the time the games don't come out. Like, where's Age Your Tactics? Where's Age Your Tactics? It's actually you can wishlist it on the Epic store right now. I don't know if you guys know that. But yeah, why these things just don't come out? I don't understand. I played a demo and it was a very good working demo of Age Your Tactics at Decipher in 2022. It is now 2025. And frankly, we're getting close to we're getting very close to 2026. I don't understand what took so long, to be honest, because the game seemed pretty much playable. Like I didn't see a lot that I was like, oh, that's not ready yet. Like everything was pretty much ready. It's very strange. Yeah, because Green Blue Algo says I play off the grid on AVAX. Yeah, I haven't heard of that one. I don't do much on AVAX. Definitely seeing a lot more AVAX lately, though. Sean Vogel says we're getting close to folks. Frugal BC is one smart dude. Well, I appreciate that. I try my best. You know, I'm just a guy trying to figure this stuff out, and my whole goal is to try to understand this and I always wanted to come from crypto. By the way, I'd say that's the end of our Algorand segment.